Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. But how should one smile when something happened? Should we smile like this? Should we smile like this? Should we smile like this? Or should we smile like this? Yay, okay, it happened. Good. Can we move on? Well, nevertheless, I'm John Renton with my review of WWE NXT, and how will NXT rebound after the draft? Well, took some talent from their roster to Raw and SmackDown, and the rosters will absolutely be 100% finalized. There's no chance for any shenanigans to happen between now and Backlash, and then when the rosters are finalized on March 8th. I mean, May 8th, lousy smarch weather. No, I'm not going to forget that Triple H said March 8th instead of May 8th, because I'm just weird like that. That being said, even though I've been critical of NXT in the past and will be critical of a few things here, this actually was one of the more digestible episodes, at least for a bit. There were a few things I didn't like, but considering the state of NXT, especially as far as weekly programming and the fact that I generally am ready to just put my goddamn head through a wall watching some of it, there were a few decent matches, so let's talk about it. So, Wesley with Tyler Bate took on Drew Gulak with Charlie Dempsey. North American Championship match. There's one thing that they have done right over the past number of months. It's Wesley. They have done really good by Wesley. Wesley stepped up, shown that he can really do a lot of great shit in the ring, and both these guys can work. It's a clash of styles. The question was, would, Wesley be able to overcome the numbers game? Would Tyler Bate help him? Would he hinder him? Well, basically he ends up stopping Dempsey, and then we get the flip kick 1, 2, 3. Not a bad match, a pretty decent opener overall. Nothing wrong with it, nothing earth-shattering, nothing I absolutely need to praise highly or go into granular detail over, but this wasn't, this was a fine opener. And then we get a show of respect, but Bate keeps looking at the championship. Ooh, you know what? That a Battleground would actually be a pretty damn good opener. And then Hayes, Waller, and Steiner recaps. Waller's off to Friday Night SmackDown. And apparently Carmelo Hayes is in the hospital, the local medical facility for bruised ribs and anal bleeding. What? Wow. So, Fire and Dawn pre-tape of them. They're visually captivating. They really are. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, they're talking about retaining the tag team championships and taking them to Friday Night SmackDown, but they'll defend them across all three brands. Like the original, or the reincarnated tag titles back in 2019 were supposed to be. And that went tits up. So, anyway, Trick Williams shows up, and he mentions how long he's known Carmelo since high school, and how he always has his back. He will take a bullet for him. He'll do it again, again. Like how he took a spear instead of Melo, but he just wasn't able to save him. He just wasn't able to save him that, one time where he really, really wanted to, but he was laid out. Steiner shows up, knocks the people, says, I want to humiliate Carmelo in his hometown. I don't really want to represent these people, but I want to humiliate Carmelo in his hometown. And then Trick basically stands up to Steiner. And then we get whoop that Trick chance. And basically, we're going to get a match next week. Okay, that ought to be fine. And then Mackenzie's with JD McTuna. Noam Dar interrupts and says, I believe he said protect, take out Dragon Lee so I can protect my Heritage Cup. I think so, but I don't understand a goddamn thing Noam Dar says, besides when he said the beautiful Alicia Fox. Okay, that's all you're going to get. I'm tired. So anyway, McTuna said, stay away from me. Who's out creeping who here? So, they're plugging Danny Palmer's NXT debut with viral video shit that she does, flippy stuff. JC Jane took on Gigi Dolan. I love watching JC Jane in the ring, I really do. Gigi Dolan's brother is there, looking like he was trying to be Onita if Onita was, white and not a wrestler. So, nevertheless, or he's trying to be a member of Raven's Flock after Raven's Flock went, belly up a while ago. So anyway, This is a personal feud, and I gotta be honest, they tried. JC is light years ahead of Gigi. I don't know if Gigi's unsure of herself in the ring. I don't know what it is. This didn't click. This didn't fully click. At one point, JC got busted open, and that added to the whole the visual, her bleeding and just being all fired up. And then we get a spot where Gigi hits the post, just hits something, she's KO'd, and then pump kick 1, 2, 3. So JC Jane wins. Okay, I'm not against it. Are we gonna have the blow off at Battleground? You and I are destined to fight forever. She then beat the shit out of Gigi a little bit more. Said to the brother, "Does this remind you of your mother?" Which is a good line. That was good. JC Jane really can be a big star. I really hope they feature her right. And good God, she's beautiful, isn't she? But in all seriousness, she has the chops in the ring and the personality to back it up. So Axiom Verge took on Scripps. Who would be unmasked? I mean, I refuse to care. Axiom Verge's intro is stupid. Or his entrance is stupid. Scripps doesn't even have one. He just jumps seemingly from the second story of a building. And eventually we get flippy shit, and then we get the kick that Axiom Verge hits 1, 2, 3. I didn't care about this match. Now we get to show respect, but then Scripps says no, boom, and then he unmasks him. Too many pronouns, pal. Sorry, Vince. Reggie is under the Scripps mask. Everybody knew that. It's not shocking. Let him be Reggie. The Scripps thing was dumb. It looked like he had the jock on the wrong part of his body. McMahon. So anyway, Briggs, Jensen, and Henley are in the bar. And Briggs said, "Hey, I learned something about business. Thanks for having my back, and thanks for not kicking me out to the curb. But hey, this land apparently is worth something, and you're not using all of it. If you subdivide it, your parents could retire." And Kiana James has apparently just said, "That's it, I'm done. I'm just going to go somewhere else." Okay. God, this is dumb. Stop making your people dumb. Stop making your people dumb, Shawn Michaels. Good God. Dragon Lee took on JD McTuna, who's going to Raw. McTuna, that is. Not Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee's just going to go to the scrap heap. He doesn't feel special. I know that he's only been on their program as far as an in-ring capacity or an in-ring competitor for the last month. He doesn't feel special. They can both work. Someone needs to cut Booker's mic or treat him like Peter Weller was treated at the beginning of RoboCop, and then get him off commentary at this point. I'm sick of Booker T. It's a slog to get through NXT because of his abysmal commentary. Booker T's worse than Michael Cole. He's worse than heel Michael Cole. That is how bad Booker T is on commentary. Do you know how much I have to hate someone's work to say they're worse than heel Michael Cole? Art Donovan now would be better than Booker T, and Art Donovan has been dead. Mike Adamle was on commentary briefly, and he suffered from massive CTE, and he was better on commentary. Steve Mongo, that's unfair. Mongo was fine on commentary. Didn't quite make a ton of sense, but nevertheless. Booker T's terrible, so they both can work, but this match felt samey. They did a bunch of near falls, a bunch of big moves that would have normally killed somebody, such as a Spanish Fly and then a Brainbuster for 2. Now we get Move Train, and Noam Dar distracts, and then JD McTuna eventually hits the Devil Inside suplex 1, 2, 3. So he's off to Raw with a victory. And Dragon Lee now has Noam Dar to focus on. The crowd then gives McTuna a standing ovation. Maybe I'll call him by his name one day, but probably not. Katana and Caden talk strategy, and I noted that Katana is the same height sitting down or standing up and sounds like a cartoon mouse. Joe Wayne Gacy says, "I will win for the Schism." And then Ava Braun says, "Do something for them and then do something for yourself. Could we do something for creative or do something for the audience and get rid of this gimmick?" Not get rid of the people, get rid of the gimmick. We get some compilation of parking lot attacks on the women, proving that the NXT parking lot is dangerous. NXT Unknown, I'll reveal who I am soon. Who is it? Cora Jade? I don't know. Could it be Alundra Blaze? Let it be Alundra Blaze. Why not? Have her return. Actually, I don't think that would be a very good idea. Who do you think it is? Maybe it's Lita. Except it would be slow, lumbering stuff like watching a goddamn diseased antelope trying to attack people, but nevertheless. Joe Coffey versus Joe Wayne Gacy. Hello, Joe! All the idiots were around ringside. I'm sorry to say that, because Ava Braun has the size, and I felt like meeting the same fate as Ava Braun while watching this. All this needed was a Benny Hill theme. They did some moves. There was running around the ring. And Joe Coffey got pinned by Joe Wayne Gacy when Ava Braun pretended that she got hit. And, oh yeah, by the way, Joe Wayne Gacy earned a title shot for Fowler and Jägermeister. Yeah, this brand just went right back to the shitter. The thing is this wasn't a bad show until this. It's not even anything against the participants, but way to make your referee seem stupid. Anyway, Ivy Niles there with the Creed Brothers and said, I've had it with Ava Braun interfering. I will stop calling her Ava Braun one day, except I won't. Danny Palmer was doing splits. And splits, apparently. So Ruka is out for a while with a torn ACL. That sucks. And that Oba guy, or Obi, the big guy, the big, tall, African-American gentleman, who I'm not going to say the last name of because it just makes me laugh and I want to take him seriously. Oh yeah, and Tank and Hank Walker were there too. Tank Walker needs to be their name. It needs to be. Backstage with Eddie Thorpe, a.k.a. Carl Fredericks and Damon Kemp. He throws a bottle at him, Kemp does, and says, hey, could you throw my trash away for me? I thought at first we were making an Indian joke about, the garbage being on the side of the road. I really thought they were going with that. And then I was going to say, oh no, that's not only dated, it's racist. But he said, well, you're used to sleeping on gym floors. I thought I'd make you feel more at home. Boy, I hope that Carl Fredericks is getting a big payday from NXT, because if this is what they're doing with him. Danny Palmer flips her way to the ring. She's flexible. I don't know about the raccoon makeup that her and Tatum had. Nevertheless, you do you, ladies. I just don't quite understand it. That would make your eyelids very heavy, where you wouldn't need to be hypnotized. My eye makeup is making me very sleepy. So yeah, Danny Palmer and Tatum Paxley had a match. They've given up on Tatum, seemingly. They kind of had a little bit of something going with her with Ivy, and that was it. Danny can flip, and Tatum isn't awful in the ring. This was a fine showcase for Danny. Went a little bit long. She did get incredible distance and height on that frog splash. Okay. She's got something. Anyway, so obviously Danny Palmer won. And then we get more Chase U shit, where Dookie Nukie Hudson is taking over the curriculum while Andre Chase is nursing his wounds, and said it's going to be Duke University. Duke University has a ring to it. Stay away from the lacrosse team. So anyway, Robert Stone is looking through Heavy Metal Von Wagner's photo album. Why are they insisting on Von Wagner talking? Why is he a free agent? Why is this Cro-Magnon? It's like if they resurrected a caveman, euthanized him, and then idiots brought him back, but not fully, so this is what you have. Why? Just why? Why do they insist on this? Why do they insist on this guy? They looked through old photos of the Beverly Brothers, that is, and apparently Von Wagner was his sick child. Or somebody was. I don't know if Von was. But they're using something where he was a sick kid, and he had something where it's like, it looked like he had scars around his head. Maybe they took his brain out. That would actually explain, in all seriousness, if he was a sick kid and he overcame that, good for him. But I can't stop making fun of the guy because he just seems like he's lost in the weeds. Anyway, okay, this is what we're doing. Speaking of what we're doing, watching Fire and Dawn take on Katana and Kaden, NXT Women's Tag Title match, and oh dear. This is your main event. While they tried, I'm just going to say they at least Fire and Dawn tried to make it look kind of like a contest. Kaden and Katana do too much setup for their moves. They're not the only ones, but it's egregious. They had a double Spanish fly at one point. Katana got a bloody nose. And then we got some, the fire bomb, I guess, is what it used to be, the KLR bomb when she was Kelly from NXT UK. Sorry. But they hit the fire bomb 1, 2, 3, and there you go. So they're taking the tag titles to SmackDown. Then they're going to probably have a unification match with Liv and Raquel. And then maybe you just have the tag titles defended across all 3 brands and you make it actually mean something. Kinda. Possibly. Dijak will take on Dragunov next week. Apollo praises Trick Williams while saying that, Carmelo and him had some wars, but he respects both of them. Since Apollo is off to Raw to probably do fuck all. And then Indy is in the ring to address her future and the future of the NXT Women's Championship. She had a high ankle sprain. That sucks. Hopefully she recovers soon. But she mentions the way. Dear God, I never want to be reminded of that bullshit again. The fans did, gravitate towards her. How couldn't you? Look at Indy. Just look at her. She looks great. But also, she clearly has worked hard. Mentions the wedding. I felt like taking a hatchet to my own head watching that wedding. And she's drafted to Raw. And it's going to be a tournament for the Women's Championship. Oh boy, another tournament. You couldn't just take 4 contenders, the top 4 contenders, and put them in a match. 4-way match or whatever. Yes, it would be messy, but it would be something. You could be elimination style. Whatever. She doesn't know how she's going to get out of the ring, though. Fans give her some appreciation. Dexter's from under the ring and carries her away. Whisks her away to Raw. And I felt like whisking something up that was full of carbs so I could go into a carb coma and forget that I ever saw this shit. I don't hate fun. I don't mind Dexter as a wrestler. I don't mind Indy as a wrestler. I hate this way shit. I hate it. Speaking of things I hate, they suddenly have Tiffany and Cora show up to pull apart the Women's Championship or try to pull it. No, it's mine. Like Daffy Duck with the genie. A son shop. And then all the women run in and we'll see you this weekend for the Royal Rumble. There were elements on the show I didn't mind and it just got really messy and whatever. And change the commentary and get Booker off of commentary. Do something, please. I'm begging you guys to do something. Anyway, agree, disagree what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Reckland. I'll see you soon.